Hi, welcome to my series on fermentation. Macrobiotics, in its true sense, is known for its approach and its uh, dependence on good fermentation for the diet, for a good sound diet. When I started my career in India, about 10 odd years ago, I realized that this is something that Indians were lacking tremendously. And perhaps at that time, we didn't know as much about fermentation in terms of the range that's available of foods in the Indian diet, apart from the dahi that we use. And since macrobiotic tradition doesn't rely on dairy very much, we were not relying on getting you the fermentation from dahi or from yogurt. Having said that, the macrobiotic tradition is, all encompassing when it comes to including good fermentation coming to you through drinks, through which is which are primarily made out of water. Lots of fermentation with good vegetables, and of course going back to the traditional methods of fermentation, but those that are quick, not those that are long. So in the Indian dietary tradition, we use a lot of pickles, and pickles traditionally are long fermented products. They add a lot of refined oil, like most pickles that are available in the market today are using refined oil. You are using some amount of jaggery to make them, and you are using, some amount of vinegar sometimes, which is really not of great quality, and way too many spices. Traditionally, pickles were supposed to be used in India as a fermentation method for diets. But in the true sense of the word, when I can say that if you're using a cold pressed oil and you're making it without the jaggery and you're not using the vinegar, but you are keeping your spices in, considering we're a tropical climate and spices do work, that would work. But right now, pickles kind of mutated. It's kind of like how Indian pickles are mutated, I would say, like milk. Milk is not what it used to be. In the same way, pickles are not what they used to be. So if someone's advocating pickles and telling you eat a lot of pickles, it's going to deplete you in the long run. It's not going to really help with the fermentation process. So what I've introduced to you is basically a range of fermented products which are quick, which are easy to make. And why do we need fermentation? Why is it so important? Well, for one, there's an organ that's been forgotten in our body, and these are the gut microbiota, or the microbes, or the non-human microorganisms that make up your gut. And just remember, the gut is something that starts at the mouth and ends right at the back. So it's a perfect colony for good, bad, and neutral bacteria. And at any given point of time, you're throwing off the balance by having more of the bad and less of the good. And the good need to be kept coming in, like they do a check-in and a check-out like a hotel. They're not there all the time. But your bad ones tend to stay because you are triggering your diet with unhealthy foods. So therefore, you need to constantly eat good fermented products which are coming in practically at every meal. Right? So like the South of India is very big on the idlis and dosas, and like I know my Ayurvedic doctor says we do it every day, and which is great. So they've got that coming in. But if you look at the rest of India, we're relying on just the yogurt, and just the yogurt is not enough. You need to go beyond the yogurt. So, like I said, a good fermented product has certain byproducts which help you during the lactofermentation process that takes place. So, by new products come in, new byproducts are made, and also there is a whole array of vitamins and minerals that not only are created while this fermentation process happens, but also the gut bacteria makes these vitamins. For example, B12. B12 is something that vegans and vegetarians are lacking in their diets because it comes out of animal food or comes out of meats. It's made in the gut of animals, and that's how meat eaters should typically have it, but they don't. That's because of lack of absorption in their diets. Anyway, that's a different subject. But having said that, you need to keep replenishing these good bacteria. What do they do for you? They do many things. Like I said, they have this abundant ability to generate things in your dietary regimen which do not exist. Something called short chain fatty acids. Please don't confuse it with oil. It's doing that. Then they live off the fibers in your large intestine. So your diet has to be rich on fibers to feed these gut microbiota to survive. Okay, to keep them going. So you need to constantly feed your diet high fiber foods as well. Okay, coming from your vegetables, coming from your legumes, coming from the cereal grain that you're using. I'm not talking about white flour, I'm talking about perhaps a brown rice or a millet that you're using. At the same time, they have the ability to make new compounds, like I said. So something called choline, which kind of keeps your weight under check and keeps your blood pressure under check. Acetylcholine, which gets your parasympathetic nervous system going and also enhances digestion and assimilation. So 3 key things in your digestion: assimilation, absorption, and elimination. These are the 3 things that gut bacteria will do for you. And the idea is not just to keep the good up, or of course to keep an influx of 85% good, but even the 15% that's there, you need a bit of the neutral, you need a bit of the bad. There has to be this perfect balance to get your gut working well. Gut bacteria also make a great for that skin glow. There's a concept called digest aging now, which Nigma Talib, this wonderful skin guru, has introduced to us. She's UK based. About how the gut bacteria are responsible for great skin. For example, they make B7, which is necessary for cell turnover. Gut bacteria make B2, which oxygenates your cell, and also vitamin K, which helps calcium from binding prevents calcium from binding to the elastin fibers of your skin. So therefore, they are good gut microbial diversity will drive short chain fatty acids. What are short chain fatty acids? Again, they are byproducts that are formed when the gut bacteria eat off the fiber that's left in your large intestine. Short chain fatty acids, please don't confuse it with oil, are known to keep your inflammation down in the body and are also known to help with protecting the gut lining and provide you with energy and extraction of calories from food. So it's really, really important to have great gut biodiversity. It's very important to include these products in your day-to-day regimen. I include at least 5 a day. So whether I'm having a drink, or whether I'm having a little quick pickle with my food, whether I'm having a sauerkraut, whether I'm having a kimchi, I'm doing it all the time. And I can't stress the need for you to do this enough in your diet. I have a caveat here. People who are intolerant of histamine foods should be careful with these fermented foods. They should introduce them into their diet slowly. What does that mean? There are certain foods which are known to create histamine in your body. Therefore, if you cannot tolerate that, you may not want to introduce them, and starting with a small probiotic would help to see if you react to it or react to any product that I've shown you today. Secondly, people who have high blood pressure should always wash their fermented pickle if it's made with salt. Rinse it with filtered water and then ingest it. Do not just have it like that. It may trigger off a little bit of a high blood pressure situation. Those are the only 2 caveats here. Otherwise, it's great to include for everybody. Great for diabetics, great for any issue that you're going through, great for people with any problem, and a superb thing to include in your daily diet. So please go for it. If you want great skin, you want great hair, you want the ideal weight, you want to sleep better, you want to keep your cravings down, you want to enhance your moods, you want to add a whole array of vitamins and minerals that do not exist in your diet, you want to extract nutrients from your food, you want to prevent leaky gut, you need these fermented products that I'm going to show you. So please make the time. Please get into it, and please prevent yourselves from getting into a system of dysbiosis where the bad pathogens are taking over. That's what I see happening in most diets today. That's what is a precursor to autoimmune disease, which is huge right now in India. It's like an epidemic. And welcome to this series, and I hope you're going to enjoy it.